up, guys? Welcome to the video. I'm gonna talk about why I think buying this GSXR was a mistake, and specifically this GSXR. Although it's fucking great and fast and all of that shit, but yeah. I feel like my camera is gonna just fly off soon. If you've seen the original video of me buying it, where it was, did I make a mistake buying this GSXR? Yeah, you're an OG, man. Anyway, right, so what I wanted to talk about was this GSXR specifically, not your GSXR, why I think this was a mistake. If you've seen the video of me going actually selling the FZ6 and all this, and then going ahead to Cork and picking this up, it was 4.5 hour drive from my location to go pick this bike up. And of course, you know when it's what, it was a Saturday, I think it was, yeah, it was a Saturday morning. I woke up and it was time for the phaser to go, and I drove just over an hour to go sell the FZ6 to the guy that's probably watching this video. Man, I missed the phaser, honestly. Okay, right, so the bike is going right to this man here. So he wanted to be in the video, but yeah. So yeah, now we're off to Cork. So if you know, with the FZ6, I swapped 2 engines in like roughly 1 week, but the new engine I put in was solid, it's reliable. There was just a bit of the only issue that the bike had was an occasional misfire. Now it wasn't like a everyday thing. Hey, let me turn on my heated grips. It's getting fucking chilly out. So yeah, the only thing the FZ6 had wrong with it was the occasional misfire, and I know what it was. I've tested it, and it was the coil pack. It wasn't giving me a proper reading, and I told the guy that was buying the bike whatever, and other than that, yeah, she was mint. I obviously ride bikes all year round, so I need a bike to get around with, you know. Like, me and the partner, we have one car, which is the BMW F10. The bike and the car are the only transport we have left. So now, guys, I'm not a mechanic, by the way, but I've done my fair share of work on a lot of cars and now bikes. This is my second bike, and yeah, let's get it back into the subject on why I think this was a mistake. So when I showed up, if you watch the video, you'll see I showed up there, I inspected it a little bit, but on the way back, the FI light came on, the one that's on there now, but except it was flashing.
So at this point, disaster struck, and I had to stop at the side of the motorway. The FI, or the oil light, low oil light, whatever, came on the motorway, and yeah, it was on minimum, and yeah, that kind of scared me a bit. If you can see on the GPS, I have 1 hour and 7 minutes to go. I was terrified. I was like, what the fuck do I do?
So since it was flashing, there was something wrong. This one is just throwing a code 28 currently because I engine swapped it, and then there are 8 butterfly flaps, and the top 4, which are controlled by the STVA controller, that is not working, so it's not moving the flaps around, so hence why the FI light is on. But anyway, right, so I'm riding on the motorway, and then boom, that light comes on. I'm panicking. I'm like thinking, oh my god, bro. I know people are gonna say, oh, you should have checked the oil, you know, but keep in mind, I'm coming up to a guy that has a fucking garage, that has a Lexus there and whatever he had there. He had a bunch of cars, whatever. He's a mechanic, right? Okay? So you would think, okay, honestly, okay, if you're a mechanic and you're selling a bike or a car or something, you would check if there's oil and fill it up with any fucking sort of oil, to be honest. You know, I'm not saying it should be done. like me get back into the story later on. I was just recording a little video why this bike was a mistake. You don't have a strap, no?
We wanted to go a small bit up the road. If we got off this road, it would be grand.
Is that the Christmas tree for this year?
It's time to be moving it, isn't it?
No worries.
Thank you.
Drive safe. Someone got pulled over. Right, anyway, this is a bit later. Yeah, what was I talking about? Right, so I'll start going back a bit. Okay, so basically the guy I bought it from was basically a mechanic or whatever, so you know, I thought he'd at least put a bit of oil into the engine, whatever, if you're selling it, you know. That's in my opinion, that's what I would do if I'm trying to, you know, sell something dodgy or something like that. You know, increase my chances of selling a bike that has some issues with it, let's say. Or if I was selling this bike, let's say, and there was issues or something like that with it, whether it be like, oh, no oil in it, well, I own a garage, whatever, I'd put some oil in it, at least so someone wouldn't recognize that it's completely empty. Well, not completely empty, but on minimal. It'd be better for the engine to have any sort of oil rather than no oil for whatever amount of time I had to drive. Well, 4.5 hours, let's say. You know, especially if you're selling the bike. Come on, it's common sense. After the FI light, when I was going on some roundabout, the gear shifts felt kind of clunky and weird. It was definitely something to do with the oil, and I know like this is my own problem. I'm the one that did not check the oil. Then again, I thought like, come on, the guy's selling a fucking bike, he's gonna put some oil in it, or, you know, like yeah. But that's the number one lesson I can take home today. Now if I was buying a bike again, I'm gonna double check with the oil and everything, and I'm gonna ask more questions. And there's a guard here, thank God I didn't overtake or anything. So she's just on her phone or something. When I seen the bike now, it was pretty rough, but you know, I don't mind the damage on the fairings at all, because before even getting the bike, I done some research, and I know I can get a whole set of fairings for this, except for the tank, for about £400, so it's not too expensive. This bike will look mint, except for the frame damage down there. That's one thing I cannot fix unless I change the frame. But then if I change the frame, the VIN number won't be the same anymore, unless I somehow put the plate on or stamp it or something. The thing is, there was a sticker on where the dent is, and now I kind of seen it was dented there. Now I didn't really care about it, but now I'm thinking the value of the bike is gonna go way down. If the bike has a dent or anything in the frame, people were saying it's a write-off straight away. So like, I get that. Like, personally, I don't care. For me, I don't care, you know. I could fill it up or something, but what I am going to do is just put carbon fiber covers on. So look, the picture there, it actually doesn't look too bad with those covers. I actually dig the style, so that's what I am gonna do. But obviously, when selling the bike, someone's gonna watch my videos anyway, and I'll tell them about the YouTube channel, you know, like the history of the bike is all gonna be documented. So I don't care, I'll tell them, look, I swapped the engine and everything, and like the phaser, I was completely honest with the guy who was selling it to, you know. So yeah, me and the guy that I sold the phaser to, I was texting him for 2 weeks, and I was telling him everything about the bike, and there's no reason for me to lie, you get me? Yeah, when I'm selling this bike, I'm gonna tell the next owner about my YouTube channel. There's gonna be no hiding it, you know? I'm not that sort of a person. If you know me, I am honest. I will honestly tell you my honest opinion. I won't go beat around the bush or anything. I will tell you. Because this bike had no oil when I got it, I got a feeling that's why the gearbox actually blew over time. Because the 4.5 hours I've driven from underneath Cork to home was ridiculous, especially without oil. Come on, metal to metal contact, come on. Now the good thing is, with this engine that's in here now, it only has 16,000 miles on it. Well, I don't know how much I put on it now. I actually need to check. It has barely any miles to compare to 42,000 or something like that when I bought this bike. So in general, I think I did make a mistake buying this exact bike. I could have went for something else, someone else's bike that was actually genuinely taken care of. I sold the phaser for 2.4. The guy wanted 2.4 for this. I know it was way too steep, and I made him a stupid offer. I made him a 2,300. So I bought this bike for 2,300, but I could have went down to maybe 100%. And yeah, it was just not in the condition I actually expected it to be. Yeah, I should have offered him $2,000. He probably would have taken it, because by my reaction to 2,300, like him getting excited over it already showed there's something wrong. And yeah,